Previously on the rise and fall of Nature Boy and carbonation.
So now that all the defense evidence has been presented and you've had a chance to talk to your attorney, I've already advised you of your rights to testify or not to testify in this case. Let me remind you again. You have the right to testify in your own defense if you would like. You also have the right not to testify. That decision is yours and yours alone. And you can consult with your attorney and seek his guidance, but ultimately you're the one that has to make the decision. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. And have you talked to Mr. Booker about whether or not you want to testify in this case?
Yes.
Okay. And also, if you choose not to testify, I will instruct the jury that they're not allowed to hold that against you in any fashion. You understand that?
Okay.
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 All right. If you do testify, you'll be subject to cross-examination just like any other witness would be.
Yes.
He understands? Okay. Do you want to testify in your own defense, Mr. Bishop?
No.
Okay.
Closing arguments will begin about a half hour later.
Eligio Bishop's concern about COVID was only one issue today. While his attorney presented his case, one of his witnesses was thrown out of the courtroom.
And this is why I feel as if Mr. Bishop...
All right, no.
Alleged cult leader Eligio Bishop's rape trial was briefly interrupted Thursday as testimony from a member of his group, Carbonation, went off the rails. DeKalb County Superior Court Judge Stacey Heydrich repeatedly told the witness to watch what he said, but as he wrapped up, he didn't hold back.
Also, Mr. Bishop was very initially prosecuted.
What did she just said?
You know what? He just lost his right to stay in the courtroom.
Prosecutors accused Bishop of raping a former group member nearly 2 years ago as she tried to escape and then posting revenge porn online. During the trial, the alleged victim talked about the group's online presence. Thursday, defense witnesses said it was an act for views.
They like drama, so we gave them drama so that we can slip the message in, so that we can slip the 5 sciences in too.
One of the ways prosecutors say they did that is to slap each other. One member says that idea came from the Will Smith-Chris Rock incident, but prosecutors pointed out it happened after the alleged rape.
And you realize the Chris Rock slap was March 27th, 2022, right? So it was after this incident occurred.
Bishop wasn't in the courtroom for any testimony Thursday. Instead, he watched from jail after someone tied to the case tested positive for COVID earlier this week. And right now, closing arguments are underway. It's unclear if jury deliberations will begin today or tomorrow, but we'll keep you up to date every step of the way.
Everything is happening in divine timing. I'm not in here for no bad luck. I'm not in here because of nothing but timing. I'm in tune with nature. I'm nature boy. I am the prophet. That's why I went to the jungle and I got in tune with nature. Now a lot of people will say, well, why are you in there then? Well, I'm in here to be protected and preserved for the times that are coming. The events that take place are in divine order for things not understood at the time, but all is working in my favor. I'm being protected, and I'm also in here so that people won't be dependent on me. And all I predicted will come to pass. This system will fall, and another one will rise, a righteous one. I'm not being punished. And in the coming times, which should be the coming times, you should see that I'm going to get out of here.
The jury heard closing arguments this afternoon in the rape trial of an accused cult leader.
The jury just began deliberating Eligio Bishop's fate. Prosecutors and Eligio Bishop's defense attorney had their final chance to sway the jury Thursday afternoon in the rape trial of an alleged cult leader.
And if he forced her to consent because he's threatening her or she knows what's going to happen, that is not consent.
He did not rape her. He's not guilty of that. He did not falsely imprison her. I'm asking you to find him not guilty of that. He did not post revenge porn.
And those jury deliberations are underway right now. As soon as there's a verdict, we'll let you know.
It's very, very corrupt. We went on the stand today to testify and barely could even get a word in.
First of all, the prosecution had a damn near whole week for all their witnesses. How the defense the defense got all their witnesses in one day.
That's
I thought I was gonna be up there way longer. I would have said way more stuff if I would have knew it was gonna be that short.
Right.
They just went past us like this. It was like,
it was not.
And anytime we tried to say something, objection, hearsay. What? Hearsay.
And you know the crazy thing about it is that they gave these witnesses for the prosecution side more time for issues that did not even concern that night.
The prosecution can play all of these videos. Apparently in our lawyer's closing statement, he said that they won't allow us to play these videos. They won't allow us to play the T video. They won't allow us to play the detective video. He said, okay, they played the interview with him and the detectives, but why didn't I plan it with her and the detectives? And that's the secret. That's what they trying to hide.
It's crazy.
Why didn't the court allow us to play those videos?
We didn't get to play nothing.
We didn't play no videos. They played a video for you.
Nothing. No, they didn't.
No,
they
told the jury out.
Yeah, they excused the jury to leave and argued that it was irrelevant, but it is very relevant because this is the whole reason why we are here.
Exactly.
These trolls,
they videos wasn't
these
relevant.
are the reason why we're here. Those other videos of whatever else they're using,
shit.
That stuff is irrelevant. But you can't even enter in a 6-minute video of somebody calling to harass, reporting me missing, okay, and doing a wellness check and seeing that everything is fine. We are in our PJs. It's just a normal day. We took a couple days offline and we're like, come take a look. Does that get played? No. This is such a very life-changing, life-altering charge. It carries a very hefty sentence.
I just hope it just takes one of the jurors. Like, I just hope somebody sees it for what it truly is.
Yeah. There was a juror sleeping. Sleep, my nigga, while everybody was testifying. Sleep. How are you even able to give a proper verdict and you missed half of what was going on?
The prosecutor never asked me nothing about that night. They said, does your loyalty have an expiration date? What the fuck did that got to do with anything? Wow. It's just corrupt, and the main point we want to make is that the judge had COVID. She had COVID. We weren't even supposed to go up there today. When they let in these co-experts and all these extra witnesses that don't have nothing to do with the case, we knew that it was corrupt.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this is really big. And we know that even if it looks crazy right now, they paying them out to look bad. Essentially, I'm going to tell everybody the truth will be shown. He's going to be exonerated.
Exactly.
And he's not gonna have to say nothing.
Nothing.
But somehow, in a way, it's gonna be revealed.
They're deliberating right now, currently, jury deliberations with one of the jurors that was asleep all day today. Crazy, right? And so supposedly tomorrow court is supposed to resume. I'm not sure how it works, but they're supposed to be deliberating. It could take any amount of time.
These people who are spreading these lies aren't fighting us. They aren't fighting Mr. Bishop. But they fighting with God.
Exactly.
You're not supposed to lie.
Bruh, come on, man. And that's a lie, huh, Mr. Diaz? Because you're on a video with Loyal and Mr. Bishop slaps him, doesn't he? What you mean by slap? Let me tell you something. It was an act. Everybody signed the paper. And everybody agreed that we were gonna slap each other like Chris Rock. Even though Chris Rock slap ain't happened yet. As a cult leader, one of your jobs is to never take responsibility. So I wouldn't doubt if he's made them feel terrible about this situation just so that they can work harder to redeem themselves. I wouldn't doubt if he didn't say Aya, why did you say that on the stand? Efru, you went up there, you said this, and Juju, you said this, and Jax, you said this. Y'all made me look bad. And now they working extra hard to redeem themselves because they think they soul about to be condemned.
Nothing had been heard from the jury until early Friday afternoon, when they requested to hear the interrogation Nature Boy did with detectives on the day of his arrest.
Less than 24 hours ago, a judge instructed the jury to begin deliberating in the trial of Eligio Bishop. Right now, the jury is still deliberating.
So when they braked last night, it appeared they did want to reach a verdict by sometime today, certainly before the weekend, but we still have not heard anything. They did come back into the courtroom around 2 p.m. today to rewatch some videos of initial investigations with Bishop, but they returned to deliberations around 3 p.m. and that's where they've been ever since. Yesterday, though, those closing arguments wrapped up. Prosecutors reminded jurors to focus on the charges against Eligio Bishop rather than the question of whether he is a cult leader.
It wouldn't be until an hour and a half later that the word came down that the jury reached a verdict.
Breaking news. We're going to shift gears because there's a verdict. This is in the case out of Georgia. Eligio Bishop. He is the one that was charged with of someone who was in his cult, and we have a verdict. So we're going to get you inside that courtroom.
I understand that you all have reached a verdict. Is that correct? Yes, and you are the foreperson? Are you the foreperson? Okay, sorry, I know it's hard to hear. Will you go ahead and hand the verdict form to the deputy? He's going to show it to me first. I'm going to review it and make sure it's filled out properly. And then I will have you enter it into the, I'll have you stand up and read it into the record and publish it. All right, and it is signed and dated. All right, everything looks like it is properly filled out. If you would please hand it back. And if you would, let me just, where's my copy of the indictment? All right, this is the verdict of the jury in indictment number 24-CR-1183, State of Georgia versus Eligio Bishop. On count one, how does the jury find? Count one is rape. Guilty. And count two, false imprisonment. Guilty. Count three, prohibition on nude or sexually explicit electronic transmissions. Guilty. Count four, prohibition on nude or sexually explicit electronic transmissions. Guilty. And count five, prohibition on nude or sexually explicit electronic transmissions. Guilty. All right. And it is signed and dated by you as the foreperson. Correct. Thank you very much.
Breaking news just into our newsroom right now. Accused cult leader Eligio Bishop was just found guilty of rape, false imprisonment, and posting a woman's nude photos online. We've been covering this all week. A DeKalb County jury found Bishop, one of his followers, back in 2022. As soon as we learn more about when he'll be sentenced, we will pass that along to you.
For many of Nature Boy's critics, this day had been a long time in the making. YouTuber and longtime Nature Boy critic Fundi Fee went live with a bottle of wine while listening to the verdict live.
State of Georgia versus Eligio Bishop. On count one, how does the jury find? Count one is rape. Guilty. And
count one, guilty.
Guilty.
Count two, guilty.
Three, prohibition on nude or sexually explicit electronic transmissions. Guilty. Count four, prohibition on nude or sexually explicit electronic transmissions. Guilty. And count five, prohibition on nude or sexually explicit electronic transmissions. Guilty.
Guilty on all counts. Guilty on all counts.
The judge wasted no time on the sentencing phase, and within an hour, Nature Boy was listening to his victim's impact statements before he would learn his fate.
My name is Kendra Carter.
Ms. Carter, what do you want to tell the judge as she considers what an appropriate sentence is for Mr. Bishop?
For the past 2 years, I woke up in the morning, relieved that it was just another nightmare, and that I am not actually still in the cult of carbonation under the control of Eligio Bishop. When I left home in 2017, 5 days after my 24th birthday, to join carbonation, I was excited to pursue a lifestyle focused on growth and community. Never did I ever imagine the trauma I would go through in some of the most beautiful locations in the world. But now I know he used the natural beauty of those places to attract young people who weren't fully aware of their own beauty and potential, so that he could exploit them. Under the guise of a spiritual journey, he inspired many of us to drop out of school, to stop pursuing our own passions, to cut off any ties to our identity, including our names, our family, and young children, and to trust only in what he provided for us. He waited until I trusted him and had developed a friendship with the woman he was with to lure me in to his tent with him, saying we would just watch a movie, while he schemed to take something that was so valuable to me only so he could use it to hang over my head every single day. I was trapped psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and physically, while Bishop went live regularly on social media to brag about his power and control over each and every one of us. He said he was God and we were his servants and slaves. As he continued to get more and more drunk off the attention and power, he saw himself as untouchable. Slowly but surely the lines became blurred, and he made changes to the rules and roles of everyone as he saw fit. Suddenly we were bowing at his feet because he said it was for our own good. He would walk in as I was getting dressed and talk about me sexually. At that time I was married and a mother to a 2-year-old, and he didn't care. He restricted me from seeing my husband and our child so that I could, what he called, focus on him. That meant catering to his every need, whether that be helping him get dressed every morning, brushing his teeth, giving him massages, cooking his meals, doing sexual favors while he recorded video, and sending him nude photos of myself. What God wanted, we were required to give, no matter what, and we had to give it with a smile like we enjoyed it. For years, he gaslit us into thinking maybe he wasn't that bad. Maybe this wasn't so bad. It took months for me to stop blaming myself for the abuse and the sexual assault. With support from those in my life that truly loved me, I was able to finally stop protecting my abuser and speak up about what happened to me and so many other young people. It's a shame even young children were involved as well, and not everyone made it out safely and alive. I never willingly joined a destructive sex cult, but in the end I learned that is exactly what it was. So many people have prayed for this day where justice is finally being served. And I thank everyone who heard us and who saw us and who fought for our freedom.
I'm Velvet Marquez. First of all, I just want to thank you for your time, for your patience, because it was drawn out for a very long time. I'm counting years. And everything that Kendra just said, she put it in a nutshell. And moving forward from it all and trying to heal from it all, and knowing that I was targeted from a spiritual standpoint, I've literally had to get myself comforted. I really had to unravel myself from thinking that an actual person was here as the second coming of Christ. And I know that may sound absurd to a lot of people because a lot of people have spiritual backgrounds, but I was searching for who God meant to me in my life at the time of Jordan. So now that everything is settling and I have 3 children of my own, it's an uphill battle every day because I've literally witnessed Eligio Bishop threatening to kill me and my child on multiple occasions. He said that my life is over if he had ever saw me again. And what breaks my heart the most and that I have to be strong for and continue to be strong for is the children. Because the children were severely impacted by all of this. They will never know their fathers. Not only that, the men that are the fathers of our child, we now have to look at them and see them as another nature boy or Eligio Bishop because they're all They all carry some of the same behaviors. Courtney Townsend is the father of my now child, and he has some of the same characteristics as Eligio Bishop, and I have to now protect my family, my child, his child from himself. And knowing that my child is going to have to grow up with me, and I'm going to have to explain to my child how, when, where, why, that is a lot as a responsibility. And I'm glad that the verdict has come back to what it is for what it's worth, because our lives will never be the same. My life will never be the same. My daughter's life will never be the same. My son's life will never be the same. And so the young men who follow Nature Boy, who follow Eligio Bishop, this is what happens to you when you harm people that's innocent. And I'm just grateful for everybody who continue to support us and fought on our behalf to bring all of this to the light, which I'm really not surprised, because Nature Boy and Eligio Bishop had already put everything out for everybody to see. And so I thank everybody again. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you. First, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to the judge and to the court for giving me and many other victims a chance to be heard after finding our own voice. Thank you to God, the real, living God that lives within us all. You've made this possible, and your presence is noticed in all of this. And even to Mr. Booker for doing your best, for trying at least to give him a fair trial. But we all know Mr. Bishop is not fair. Mr. Bishop, Babaji, has been a monster to us all, and we try to see the best in him. He has tortured all of our souls and said he would send us to the abyss if we ever defied him. He made us believe that he was Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. And for that alone is punishable. I hope this opens his eyes. And I pray that the people who are there with him are set free themselves, so they can stop living in the illusion that this man has placed on our minds. When I first came across Carbonation, I thought I had a family. And I thought I could live free and fulfill our mission with the people that was appointed to be the gods and goddesses on earth. But it was torture for me. I cried at night and trembled at day. Eligio, you made us to be liars when we lived in truth, wanted to live in truth. The harassment was dreadful for me, especially around my pregnancy. You demolished Eligio. You demolished our connection with God, just so you can be God. And you haunted our dreams like the monster you are. You damaged us all. You confused us all. You made love something we should be fearing. And abuse was looked as normal for us, and it was not supposed to be. The very people you promised to help, you tarnished and you destroyed us. You truly didn't care about us, Eligio. To me and many others, he was a guy judge in court. He was a teacher. He was a lover. He was a friend. And for us, the members of Carbonation, he was a prophet. And he was supposed to be good for change, but he turned into a whole nasty demon who had sex with us whenever he pleased, even if we didn't want to. Made us ignore the children around just so he could get more attention. That wasn't fair to the mothers. Eligio, you have atoning to do. You weren't our guy, but now you're a prisoner, like you prisoned us. Now you're a prisoner, like us. And I even now pray that God has mercy on your soul. God will have mercy, I hope, for you. And this time there's no escaping, no running, no hiding. Face yourself. And sit there until you understand why you're there before you go off teaching anything to anyone. No Leroy, no Dr. Bishop, not even 3 God or Nature Boy will be there to save you. It's only you and God, the real God.
Yes, sir. My name is Aaron Dixon. I'm just going to be brief. I don't think that anybody in the world has led a perfect life, a life that doesn't have mistakes, a life that doesn't have shortcomings. But the difference, the distinct difference about Mr. Bishop is that even in this moment, as he sits in a very serious position, he's in disbelief as if he's done nothing wrong. And the danger behind that is that in order to change your behavior, you have to first acknowledge that a change needs to be made. Mr. Bishop has an inability to see his own shortcomings, which means he will never change, which means he should never be in the vicinity of a normal, functioning human being. I personally believe that all mistakes are forgivable if a person has the courage to admit that they even made a mistake. And I will say, Judge, I've met some unique people in my life, but this is the very first time that I believe that I've ever met a psychopath in real time. And that's all I got to say.
My name is Courtney Townsend, and yes, I have been on a journey with everyone who has spoke, and I have been very close to Mr. Bishop during this entire journey. And thank everybody for sharing what you shared. Everybody is on a spiritual journey. Not everybody really acknowledges it. However, we're all there. I didn't realize that my purpose and being myself was all that I needed. I felt like I was missing pieces. I was missing my father. And I was so gung-ho on changing the world, I was willing to change myself. All of my skills and gifts and abilities that could have me in a whole other position in my life were the very things being suppressed while I offered my daily vital energy to Eligio Bishop because I believed that he believed in empowering people truly. And instead of taking us to sovereignty, he ended up playing as what I would consider to be an antichrist. A lot of people don't realize what we have to do to recover from giving away everything, cutting off all of our family members, and even ourselves, losing ourselves psychologically for so many years, what it takes to recover from that. So I commend the strength of everybody who stood up against Mr. Bishop. And he knows everything. There's nothing I need to say to him. He knows what he's done, and unfortunately, he's gotten away with too much. So I've always wanted to heal my generational curses in my family, me not having my father around as much as I wanted to. And I wanted to help change that in the world. We ended up perpetuating generational curses, creating more situations for the children to have to recover from. So regardless of how people view me to this day from what we've done, I'm on a road to my own soul redemption, and I'm willing to do the work that it takes for me to become the best version of myself so that one day I can be the man for my children that I know I'm supposed to be. Not the man that you were, and not trying to become a man like you. I want to be a man like me. And thank you for everything.
All right, Mr. Bishop. Okay, Mr. Bishop, do you want to be heard? Come on up to the, if you do, come on up to the podium. And we'll swear you in.
Raise your right hand.
Do you swear to testify about the truth?
For sure. At all times.
All right, what is it you'd like me to consider?
I just want to say something to all of them.
Well,
I just want to say.
Just direct it to me, please, not to.
I'll direct it to you. I'll direct it to you.
Okay.
Are you happy? Are you happy?
I'm not answering any questions of yours, Mr.
I forgive you. I forgive you, and I still love you. I forgive you, and I still love you. I got nothing in my heart. I'm not mad at you. I'm not upset with you. I forgive you. I want you to know I still love you and forgive you. And kiss my baby girl and let her know I love her. And I love y'all. I will never, I promise you, you know how I am. In my heart, you know how I am. I still love you. I still fuck with you. I still love you.
All right.
I
got that.
And no hate.
Okay.
No hate.
Is there anything else?
My heart light as a feather. I promise you I love you and I'm still here. I ain't missed one lick. I see what y'all doing and I want you to know I forgive you. And I see y'all in the end.
All right, thank you.
I love you. I love you.
All right, I just needed the courtroom. We're done with that. Okay. You know, I would have been inclined to exercise some discretion had Mr. Bishop shown any remorse, guilt, or regret throughout this process. And I saw nothing during the trial but for him laughing and cutting up and looking shocked and surprised at all of the testimony. Mr. Bishop, you're a master manipulator and probably the classic definition of a narcissist that I've ever seen. You took advantage of these folks who were essentially lost souls, looking for some guidance, looking for some connection, or looking for some comfort. And you were able to fill a void for them for some reason. But in the process, you completely took advantage of them and have caused potentially, I hope not, but potentially irreparable harm. I hope that all of the victims will be able at some point in time to recover from this and to find some type of peace in their lives. And maybe the verdict will help in that regard. But I hope you all are able to move on at some point and find some peace, whatever that is for you. On the rape, he'll be sentenced to life without the possibility of parole, followed by 10 years consecutive for the false imprisonment. And on the internet porn, count 3, 12 months to serve, concurrent to the false imprisonment. The internet porn, I'll run concurrent to the false imprisonment. Internet, 5 years. So it's 12 months on count 3, 5 years on count 4, and 5 years on count 5. All of that will run concurrent to the false imprisonment. But the false imprisonment is consecutive. So it's life without parole plus 10 years. And hopefully he will never be able to take advantage of anybody else again.
Alleged cult leader Eligio Bishop is now a convicted rapist. Just minutes after the verdict was read, he was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. After about 6 hours of deliberations, a DeKalb County jury found alleged cult leader Eligio Bishop guilty of all 5 charges he faced, including rape and false imprisonment.
Guilty.
The jury found Bishop raped a former group member as she tried to escape the alleged cult Carbon Nation and then posted revenge porn of the woman online. A woman who has covered the group online for years believes the jury got it right.
I believe that it's a just verdict. I believe that the courtroom today was very quiet and somber.
Following the verdict, DeKalb County Superior Court Judge Stacey Heydrich moved right into the sentencing hearing where Bishop's victims testified.
She said my soul belongs to him.
You were our guy. Now you're a prisoner, but you imprisoned us.
Bishop then addressed the judge.
I forgive you, and I still love you.
Judge Heydrich wasn't swayed and sentenced Bishop to life without parole.
Mr. Bishop, you're a master manipulator and probably the classic definition of a narcissist that I've ever seen.
Many of his supporters weren't in the courtroom for the verdict but took issue with the judge's words. They called the case one-sided.
This is a setup. These women are scorned. They are spiteful because they couldn't have Mr. Bishop to himself.
His supporters say he will appeal the conviction.
If you just take a step back and you look at the videos that he recorded of himself, you don't have to do a lot of work to make him look bad. You don't have, it's not hard. And he didn't get convicted for looking bad. This is another point I want to drive home that's more important than them doing an appeal. I don't care which way you try to look at it. You could try to look at somebody's character. You could try to look at whatever you think about them. No means no, bro. And he couldn't get around that. Even in his interrogation with the police, he said she said no. But then he tried to clean it up like, not like no, but like, no, stop. Like, nah, it don't matter how she said it. No means no. And let that be a lesson for y'all other Negroes. Beat your meat, go to sleep. Porn is free. Ain't no sexual experience worth you spending life in jail. Play if you want to. It don't matter if that's your girl. It don't matter if she a stripper. It don't matter if she a prostitute. It don't matter if she dressed promiscuous or not. If she says no, you're done. We're done here. But when you nature boy and you think you own folks, Goofy boy talking about, so yeah, just take it. Oh, you thought, so how you gonna clean that up, my boy? What you meant by that? You know, when I say take it, I mean, you know, kind of ask hard. Stupid. You just gonna ignore and not acknowledge the stuff that you said, bruh. Holla at you, bruh. I'm telling you, even if she say no after saying yes, go home, bruh. Beat your meat, go to sleep, bruh. You know what I meant. When I said take it, I didn't mean take it. I meant just demand it and then coerce. And kind of, kind of manipulate them to do it. Okay, Mr. Bishop. Have a seat, Mr. Bishop. Okay, Mr. Bishop, have a seat. She could have her booty hanging out. She could have her breasts hanging out. She could be the nastiest person on this planet. But she can say no, and you gotta honor that. Otherwise, you gonna get nature boy. But getting nature boy means you did it to your damn self.